Galtier said Messi going to be back in this one. Stevie, got to be good news for PSG.
Well, it's got to be questionable whoever turned around and said he had a hamstring problem, because if you've got a hamstring problem, you don't recover in a week. You don't. So the diagnosis is garbage, basically. So I don't know who came up with that. Listen, I've been around football a long time. You don't have a strain in your hamstring and recover in a week. It doesn't happen. I've never seen anybody do it before.
You sound like Julian Nagelsmann doubting PSG.
So I wouldn't believe a word.
Injuries and...
I would not believe a word that comes out with PSG. The fact that Messi's now training on Monday tells me that Mbappe's going to be playing as well. They're just. I didn't think you were allowed to get away with that. I thought when you put statements out like that, there had to be some sort of truth in them.
Well, he was a doubt. Are you as cynical, LA?
Dr. Nicol.
Honestly. Honestly.
Hi, Dr. Nicol.
Nobody's ever recovered in a week. Nobody.
Well, let's take their word for it, and let's say that indeed there is a hamstring issue with Lionel Messi, and somehow magically he's back to training on Monday. What I cannot be convinced of is that he's going to be at his full potential, 100% fit, when the game starts. There's no chance, if indeed there's a hamstring injury, that we're going to see the best version of Lionel Messi. In fact, what we saw towards the end of the match against Marseille is that he was literally, and when I say literally, I mean literally walking the field. And the ball would come to him, and he would pass it sideways, and PSG is pushing forward, but he wasn't getting out of that walk. Something was not right. It didn't seem right, it didn't look right, it didn't feel right. According to Dr. Nicol, it's not full-on hamstring injury. No. According to PSG, there is some hamstring situation, but it's all right. It's only a tweak. I had a little pinch, and that's about it. Regardless, I just don't think that we're gonna see 100% of Lionel Messi, and whatever percentage that may be, in most situations would be enough. Champions League against Bayern Munich, I don't think that's enough.
Has there been talk about that in Germany, Archie? And who are you backing for this game?
Yeah, there has been talk about Lionel Messi's injury on top of Kylian Mbappe's injury. Julian Nagelsmann addressed it in his press conference today, and we're saying that, well, as much as I read in the newspapers and online about what he'd said himself about how he wasn't going to really believe this news about Mbappe, he was merely saying that because he has to prepare a plan for if PSG do play with Messi and Mbappe, and how the pieces of that puzzle will fit if they are and if they aren't there. And as he put it, I don't want to be looking like a big idiot on the touchline if they do both turn up. So it's more just having to plan with that. I think the form that PSG are in right now, and even though Bayern haven't started particularly well in 2023, I would still back Bayern to edge through this right now. I think that somebody like Dayot Upamecano is going to have a very important 2 games, and he's really upped his game this season and become the centre-back that many have really tipped him to become. I learned something new about him this week as well, Kay, which is that he's been taking lessons from an opera singer to improve his vocal performance on the pitch, because he used to get a very sore throat after games. So, yeah, there is no element too small that Dayot Upamecano has not been working on, apparently. And, it's helping him on the pitch by the looks of it. So
that came up on last night's Extra Time, Archie. Stevie was a little bit perplexed, shall we say, when he heard about the vocal coach for Upamecano. Anyway, let's talk about
Nicol
PSG.
Does not approve.
No, absolutely not. Frank, let's talk a little bit about PSG here, though. I mean, they've got that game against Monaco coming up at the weekend. Not ideal preparation for them, is it?
It's not. It's not, because Monaco is fourth in the league. They're doing great. As I said before, they're very prolific in terms of scoring goals. Lately, they've got. I think it's one of the best teams scoring goals in Europe. So the defense is going to be tested, and we know that is not the best thing for Paris Saint-Germain. And in terms of confidence, you lose against Marseille. If you lose against Monaco just before going to Munich, that's not a very good situation. So it's a big test. It might be something good as well to regroup everybody, to make sure that the spirit is good before that very tight tie against Munich. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll know that after the game.
Just a little reminder that we are on every single day here on ESPN FC, and we will be on after that game and talking very much in depth about it. Be sure to always catch us every day.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.